obsessed with me. They are obsessed with the question of incest.
No,
right?
it's the reason they bring
reason,
it up.
Guys, let her fucking finish.
Well, the reason
Hey, chill out before I have to mute you guys. Let Rachel finish.
I'm being aggressive, right? Or we're fighting.
Hanz, stop.
So do you guys believe in sexual morality? You guys think there's a line?
I mean, there's good ways to do sex and bad ways to do sex, right? Like,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the line?
I do not view sex as solely for procreation.
Yeah, that sounds really cringe. All right, you're not doing
sex is
like
to
that
be
sounds
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the line? What makes sex immoral?
Pleasure.
What makes
it? Oh, you can go ahead, Hanz.
No, yeah, I would say what makes a specific. I think sex is in and of itself inherently neutral. I would say how you behave during sex towards your partners or partner. Like I'm not a big like into threesomes, that sort of stuff. So I would normally just say partner. Is how you. Is how you treat somebody during that act. Like, are you raping somebody? Are you like making someone uncomfortable? Like, and I would say making someone comfortable is obviously different than like sexually assaulting or raping somebody. So those are very different things. But I would say that as long as both people seem to be having a good time and they're enjoying it and they want to do it, then I don't really see a problem with stopping them. And I know Rachel said this earlier, and she's like, "Oh, like you don't want to control people from a social perspective, but you also want to say control the economy." And I would say there's the same reason that I sort of think about that in the same way that you want to say police personal morality, but don't want to say police the economy. I'm not sure if you're a paleocon, but like it's pretty common for say like traditional neoconservatives or something like that. So like you can say that there are different types of people out there. There are people who are say socially conservative and like economically extremely authoritarian. There are people that are say more socially liberal and like more live and let live vibe and still be like say more economically say like farther left who are like more like willing to have regulation stuff. So it's weird trying to paint every single person with sort of a brush, but I can explain why that I believe like both sides of those things. Both of those things are about say giving people more opportunity. And this is why I think Chaiery and I were both extremely clear in our beginning of our opening statement that when we're completely okay with traditional relationships. If I can tell a person like, all right, yo, Zen, like, dude, you look like a really nice guy, pretty handsome, great facial hair, nice bone structure, got some like nice traps there that can tell you lift,
chill, bro,
right?
Chill,
looking nice, looking spicy tonight, my dude.
Hurry
all right,
come on, get your
but specifically, I'm fine with that. But if they might be happier doing something else, I'll let them figure that out for themselves, provided I give them the tools not to hurt other people or hurt themselves. If 90% of people are happy within traditional relationships, fucking awesome. But if there's 10 people that are gonna be fucking miserable in traditional relationships and they'd be much happier outside of that, then I see no reason to stop them from doing that. And so if more people would be happier in open things, but people still want to be traditional, then I'm not going to stop the people who want to be traditional. That feels really odd to me as well.
And can we just acknowledge it's probably going to be a lot more than 10 people that want to stray away from your ideals here, because your version of monogamy is just between a man and a woman. You exclude everything outside of that, which is that would even exclude certain individuals who don't even identify as either like man or woman. Okay, so quickly to respond to what Hanz was saying, I know that Chaiery has already bit down on this. Also, can you call me Chaiery? Not
Chaiery, whatever. Chaiery. Yeah. Chaiery has bit down on this in a previous debate. But Hanz, given that your criteria basically is comfort and consent, would you be okay with consensual and comfortable incest between two adults?
Ooh, the incest question. I'm gonna.
Yes.
I know there's like the different like debates you can have on this where you're like, oh hey, like people say, oh it's because of this. I would say this is gonna sound really shitty. Actually, but no, fuck it. I'll just give it to you. You know what? Incest, bad. All right. Incest isn't morally neutral. The people who keep saying it are. They're fucking cringe. All right. Don't fuck your siblings. It's virtually impossible to have like say a healthy like relationship in like that sort of system, like with the different power dynamics and stuff. I'll say no. Like in a vacuum, is it possible theoretically? Sure. In any level of practice, absolutely fucking not. Does that help?
Wait, so I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have a disagreement on that, the two of you, because Chaiery, you would
disagree.
No, you would be okay with incest, right?
I say it's morally neutral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hanz says that it's bad. You say that it's morally neutral, or
I'm saying I can say it's morally neutral in a vacuum, but like when it comes to applications, normally it's like virtually impossible for that moral neutral. In the same way that I think sex is morally neutral, right? I don't think sex is inherently good or bad.
Yeah, I feel like listen, I'm
getting a bunch of non-answers.
You think that this is like a fucking issue for people? Yeah. I would not fucking do it myself, but I would not place judgment I would probably like think twice, look sideways, but it's a morally neutral thing. I'm not one to condemn or praise somebody who engages in that. Do you understand?
I understand your position, but Hanz, I'm a little confused about. On what grounds, given your standards that you've set forth for what makes an act sexually moral or immoral,
You're right.
How does incest
It
fall
is-
into the immoral category?
It is theoretically possible, right, for incest to go well, and there not to be any like divergent issues. Everyone's happy, everyone's safe, everyone say like I would say you guys have an easy out for this, saying, oh, if sex is only for procreation, obviously there's a pretty fun eugenics argument you can make about why it's bad to have sex with like your immediate relatives, right? So I assume that's what you go with as to why it's bad. I would just say that in practice, it's virtually impossible. If you can find like a Goldilocks thing where it's like everything's fine and like there's literally no issue with say like an older sister preying on a younger brother or an older brother playing on a younger sister or any of that sort of stuff, then I would say, yeah, that's possible. But I would tell you functionally, it's impossible. And I don't think this is a non-answer. This is just like an understanding of like how this actually works. You can say that something, say like violence is inherently neutral, but like how that violence goes can be good or bad. See, like if you punch somebody, are you punching, say, a rapist? Are you punching, say, like someone who's trying to murder you and your family? I would say violence in that case is good. Violence is a tool in the same way that sex is a tool. And I would say that incest is morally neutral. As it's like it's a different component of sex that can either be normally, I would say, pretty bad in most of like IRL interactions because of the different dynamics at play.
No, Hanz, you give a lot of words in these answers.
I'm trying to help you understand because there are certain qualifiers like to be able to have.
Let me
like,
help really quick. He's looking for a yes or no. Chaiery's made it very clear she's okay with the incest. Are you okay with the incest or not okay with incest?
It's cringe. Okay, I'm sorry.
How about this? I don't like that answer. How about given the gavel, you're a judge. And you don't have the option to just call it cringe. You either have to legalize it or illegalize it. What do? You're the judge.
No, how can you give him those options when he's
It's
already
hypothetical.
set neutral, which would not be to legal?
Well, I've put him in a scenario where you can't be neutral.
But
You're
like,
the judge.
but it is like in that specific case, it's neutral.
Okay, like, so what do you do then? Do you keep? It's currently illegal, which I agree with. I'm fine with that.
It's currently.
Or would you legalize it or keep it illegal?
I don't think there's any real practical like way for us to make sure that there isn't sort of like some bad dynamics from like say the philosophy that I care about in terms of like say calm, safe, like consensual, that sort of stuff. And so I would say from a utilitarian perspective, I'll start, let's be socially controlling, right? I'll say it's probably not a good idea. I don't think most people can handle this. Maybe we'll just leave it off the table because I don't particularly fucking care. If you really want to be into stepsis porn, like go for it, son. I don't really care. But I don't think it's really possible for a lot of, like, say, people to have sex with their immediate relatives. So if I was a senator in Alabama and had the deciding vote in the bill to legalize incest, would I vote yes or no for legalization?
This is his brother asking. I swear, the two of you, the two siblings, are fucking obsessed with the incest question.
It's a good question.
I mean, Zen just loves thinking about incest and bestiality, right?
It's funny. It's funny because hang on. This is a cope. This is a cope. You said you're okay with it, Chaiery. So you don't need to cope and say, "Oh, you're a closet incest, bro." No, I'm not. I want Hanz to answer the question.
And this question:
do you yes or no for legalization, Hanz? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Right now, absolutely not. I don't think it's like worth it. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Like, is there?
Okay, so I do want to point out that is inconsistent given your moral standards that you've set forth. But you did. Okay. But Rachel, while you were gone, hang on.
What about this?
Hang on, Hanz. Hang on, please.
Well, both of you calm down really quick.
I want Rachel to be able to.
Wait, we're not being calm right now. I thought we were being calm. What about this is not calm?
Yeah, it's Chad. Thank you for your $5 donation. I'm not going to read the question, obviously, because your brother, in a way, just already answered it. Right? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. All right.
Okay, so I just want to chime in here and say this is a debate. This is not one of these nonsense Twitch panels where we just go, this is my opinion, this is what I think. So to say that Zen and Chad are like obsessed, oh my God, are they so obsessed with me? Why do you care? Why are you so obsessed with incest?
I'm not saying they're obsessed with me. They are obsessed with the question of incest.
No,
right?
it's the reason they bring it up.
Let her fucking finish.
Well, the reason is
hey, chill out before I have to mute you guys. Let Rachel finish.
I'm being aggressive, right? Or we're fighting.
Hanz, stop.
It's my turn to be
Rachel, finish.
So the reason they bring that up is because
let her talk soy. Sorry.
it is a legal test to determine if what you're saying is logically consistent. We're having a debate here. So the reason they bring up things like, okay, what they're doing is taking your position to its logical end by saying, okay, is it still consistent in the most extreme cases, which would be things like bestiality, incest, or what we always end up talking about, fucking dead bodies for some reason. The reason we go there is because it is a good litmus test to find out if you are being consistent. If we took your worldview to its logical end, where would we be? So, I mean, you can sit there and make fun of it, but it's perfectly legitimate.
No. So